What's up guys, Simon here. In this video, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about something I have made a video on before, kind of predicted, which I called the Fed coin or the Federal Reserve coin, which is the federal government's cryptocurrency or unique cryptocurrency. The feds have long considered having their own cryptocurrency. They wanted to compete with Bitcoin or even have a coin that's more stable, less risky, and obviously controlled by the government for inflation, etc. And I kind of shared some ideas of what that could look like. You could check that video out on my channel. Before I get into what the Fed has done recently by potentially considering and announcing their own cryptocurrency, I would like for you to show some support for the channel by subscribing to it. Also, hit the like button if you do enjoy this video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Lastly, let me know what you think about a federal government cryptocurrency. Is that something you would be interested in the comments below? So let's get into this video. Let's talk about the new federally backed cryptocurrency that could potentially be coming to the United States market very soon. So the US government wants to create a fully digital US dollar. That's right, a digital dollar which would take over or maybe complement the paper dollars.
Is the Fed working on a digital dollar?
We are actually evaluating that. Most major countries are now looking at the possibility of having a digital currency and really asking the question, in our very modern advanced economy with a fast, efficient, full-blown payment system, would adding a digital currency, a form of digital currency, would it actually benefit the public that we serve? That's the question that we're asking. We're working very hard on that.
Now, in my past video, I have mentioned that ultimately all of the paper printed money will no longer be valid in the future. It's not worth it. It's not necessary. And I think at one point, the federal government's going to take back all the cash and within years or decades, etc., and just have a federal currency that they could track you better on, or even potentially help you with managing your money or whatever it may be out there for loans, etc.
You think it's likely?
I think it's possible.
Their goal is to have a more stable alternative to some of the existing cryptocurrency out in the market, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Shiba, you name it. You can check out some of my cryptocurrency videos on my channel and let me know some of your favorites in the comment below. Overall, they want some stability, and I think what they're trying to do is compete with some countries that have already launched their own digital currency, such as China in given markets, and other countries that are planning to have their own cryptocurrencies as well, such as Dubai, which wants to name their currency M-Cash, Venezuela calling their cryptocurrency Petro, Estonia with the Est coin, Russia is thinking about launching crypto ruble, Japan with J-coin, and so forth. Now, these names are maybe not guaranteed, but what the federal government of the United States of America has considered naming their cryptocurrency is the central bank digital currency. And that is the name they're going to assign to it. It won't be called a Fed coin. It's just going to be a central bank digital currency, and that currency can potentially help individuals with many things that we're going to go into right now. Digital money is already there. In fact, 97% of transactions are accounted digitally. So no longer are people trading money like they used to before when they needed to buy something. They usually use your credit card or they send the money via wire transfer, etc. That money is digitally sent to another bank, which digitally holds a certain amount of money without having you come in and say take out $30,000 in cash. That's what digital currency tends to kind of mimic, and they're probably going to try to pull that cash back. Digital money or money that's sent is generally stored in a bank's ledger account. It's not stored in a vault or a safe. What the central bank digital currency would do is it would actually allow you to have some type of protection. So it would be federally protected within those banking systems, and it would be backed by the Federal Reserve Bank. Currently, only physical cash is backed by the Federal Reserve Bank. So in the future, your digital cash could also be backed by the Federal Reserve Bank versus you storing them in some wallets that are going to get hacked, etc. With the digital dollar, according to the feds, of course, you would be able to streamline your payments, your process of managing money, paying, keeping your ledger active, etc. Now, for the feds, this also helps, in my opinion, with money laundering. They would now know who has what what money. It would prohibit a lot of illegal distribution in drugs, alcohol, tobacco, or anything else that is off the ledger. So in the future, all money transactions, aside from gray market cryptocurrency that we're going to call such as Bitcoin or Ethereum, anything that's not officially recognized by the government is going to be seen or visible and transacted. Bitcoin will potentially be a gray market cryptocurrency, a currency that it is today to make all types of payments and pay for things that you're not supposed to be buying. Now, the digital dollar could potentially have a problem. It could actually wipe out the federal banking system or maybe the central banking system with banks such as JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, etc. Because what would happen is less people would be depositing money into those bank accounts. They would not need it if there's a direct payment to payment transaction available with a central bank dollar. Banks would potentially go out of business or would have to contract with the federal government to store those currencies and provide certain type of services for the digital dollar. People will not need to go to the bank to pull out their money. They would have access to their money possibly right there on their phone with a digital wallet, very similar to a wallet that you're using right now with cryptocurrency. Now, I know all this is mind-blowing because now all of a sudden your cryptocurrency wallet is controlled by the federal government. That's kind of scary actually, but it's probably the future. That's where you're going to get to be able to transact the way you want right away without needing a third-party bank. That's what Bitcoin does now. Federal government does not want to see the dollar inflate or deflate, and I think that is a huge way for them to control a mass amount of money at any given point, lowering any type of interest rates and really understanding how much money is out there circulating in the gray markets, the black markets, and everywhere in between. So to the banks, the consequences could be severe. To the people that operate illegal businesses, etc., it could be severe. And people that have potential large amounts of cash laying around, they would have to turn in and convert those monetary assets into a different currency. I do see that people that would have those type of opportunities with cash would probably convert those dollars in a different country.
The only way the Banque Reale de Genève would cooperate with a foreign legal body is if the crime being pursued is also a crime in Switzerland. But there are very few Swiss laws which apply to your practices. From a financial standpoint, you are now in heaven.
And that's a way to get around the system. However, the US government has to compete with the digital currency markets and the technology that is being enabled to transact money the way it is today. Another system that I think could be affected if the government releases the centralized dollar is possibly credit card companies like Visa, MasterCard, and unfortunately American Express, which is one of my favorite credit cards. You could check out some of those reviews on my channel, because the fact that if you could digitally transact a dollar from one place to another without the need of using a credit card, basically you're almost having like a debit card right away. That could limit some of the transactions that some of these other credit card companies are processing, which are processing a fee of 3.5%. So they may be out of luck if there is a small processing fee to pay with a digital dollar by the government directly to a lender or anyone that you want to pay. So credit card companies can take a hit. Of course, they offer other benefits other than just payments. However, they may risk losing potential customers just like the banks. There is also a risk of the government having too much data and too much information. Storing all this data, etc., is a big liability for the government. That could potentially be vulnerable to cyber attacks, which we have seen in the past with digital cryptocurrency or digital dollars. You could potentially be at risk for a big cyber attack. So the US dollar is coming to a digital age. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, folks. Comment below if you agree with me, if it's unavoidable, or if it's something that you don't look forward to. There are pluses and big minuses as well with that, but I don't see how the US government will not have their own digital version of their own money. And I don't see any reason as to why they won't stop printing money in the future and giving you digital currency, which is very well tracked by them. So that's going to be the future, folks. Like it or not, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Reminder, turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys here in the next video. Thank you for watching.